It's Sunday, and you know what that means? It is a new episode of Unturned Pages.
Sunday,
Sunday. I got 3 more days of work, and then I'm done.
Yes.
I have 2. Wait,
I got 2 days.
I have 1.
You have 1.
1 day.
You have 1 day. I have 3 days left of work total before surgery, and then I'm off. So I'm okay with that. And then this weekend, I should say this coming weekend, we will be in North Carolina all together. Super excited. We will be at the Booze on the Battleship in North Carolina on the USS North Carolina. I know there's only a couple of tickets left, so if you have not got your tickets yet, get your tickets. Join us. Josh Purvis, Vince Keelan, and a bunch of other amazing people will be on this battleship all weekend long with us. Me, Derek, and Alicia will be there, so make sure you come out and say hi. Oh, and my co-host just went bye-bye. They're having internet issues. It's totally fine, you know. So that is this weekend in North Carolina, so if you're close, come on out. It'll be a fun time. And then at the end of May, me and Reaper Paranormal, Doug Cyrus, and his group will be at the Nevada State Prison Club out in Nevada in Virginia City. Super excited. We got some fun plans for that weekend. We're going to do some off-roading experience as well because a lot of the people that are coming have never been. So we're going to get back on the 4x4s and go out into the mountains of Virginia City. So that's super fun. So if you're in that area, come on out, check it out. We would love for you to join us. And then, hold on, I gotta get to the right page here. Why is this not showing? Now I'm having tech issues. Thank you to our sponsor, Small Town Productions, Larry Eisler III, Breaking Fate Entertainment, Reaper Paranormal, Obscura Paracon, Witches and Wellness Expo. Please go out and support all of these great events and great people. Our next event will be the Witches of Wellness out in DeKalb, Illinois on July 11th and 12th. It is more geared to the metaphysical, pagan, spiritual aspects. So come on out. Tickets just went on sale Saturday for workshops and admission tickets. So get your tickets today. And you will see Diet Renee, you'll see Kat Armstrong, Jesse Hawthorne, Christina Bloom, Becky Castillo, Chucky G, and a whole bunch of amazing other people at this event. So mark your calendars for that event. It will be amazing. I think if I missed anything, I still have 4 bracelets left of our Unturned Pages bracelet. So if you would like one, let me know and I can get that shipped out to you, or you can drop ship from moxiewallace.com. So make sure you get your bracelets for that. They're great protection bracelets geared for any paranormal investigator. So make sure you get your bracelets. But tonight, our guest is Grady Hughes. I have met him. He is a paranormal investigator out here in Minnesota. He is Grey Duck Paranormal. I got to finally meet him, I think for the first time in February at the Anderson house. But we had been friends on Facebook for a while, so super excited to have him on the show. So let's bring him up. Hello.
Hello, Jenny. Good evening.
How are you?
I am hanging in there. It is a little bit of a chilly night, but I'm doing well.
Right? It's chilly, but it's okay. And my dogs are the dogs are deciding to have a barking contest here. So
hey, you know what? That's what they do. So
right. We have a puppy. He's like 7 months old, and then we have an old puppy who acts like a puppy. So they like to see who can act more like a puppy some days.
It's funny.
It's interesting.
I have 2 myself, but they're in the other room. So
yeah, the one stays in the kennel a lot of the time, and the other one is old, so he gets to roam the house and he behaves more than the puppy. The puppy just likes to destroy things. tell everyone a little about yourself. How did you get into paranormal and that type of intro information?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, I guess growing up, I had a number of personal experiences with paranormal. I When I was very young, I believe that I saw some kind of a shadow figure, and I've had an experience with a pet that passed on, and I've also just had some other minor things here and there that I can't explain. So it's always kind of been something that I've been curious about, anyways.
Right.
And of course, growing up watching, all the big TV shows, like going all the way back to Unsolved Mysteries,
Mhm.
all the more recent ones like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures and all that kind of stuff. Um, just really kind of made me realize that, we me too, I can go and kind of do this stuff
Right.
as a hobby and see for myself, more than anything, that hey, I'm not crazy. I have experienced some weird stuff, and
Mhm.
I might be a little crazy, but not as crazy as some people think. So yeah,
Not as crazy as me, right?
right. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yes. So,
Not
yeah,
as crazy as me. It's okay though.
yeah, yeah. So my brother, and I, like I said, grew up watching the big TV shows, and we'd always joke. We'd always be like, "Hey, let's go check this place out," or let's make a team and go to this place or whatever. And it was always just kind of like an unserious joke, but at the same time kind of like, man, I wish we could figure out how to do this kind of thing. And so finally, one day, he and who's now his wife, they were watching a show about Edinburgh Manor down in Iowa.
Oh, yep.
And my brother looked at his wife and was like, there's got to be a way we can like just get in there and do this. And so he, looked him up, Googled him, found him on Facebook, whatever. He reached out to Cindy,
Mhm.
emailed her, said, "Hey, I don't know what I'm doing, but what do we do? How can we get in here?" And of course, then she emailed back, said, "Well, you just pay me some money, and it's your place for the night." And so then my brother called me, and he's like, "Dude, we are going to Edinburgh Manor," and that's that was kind of the rest is history kind of moment. So
Right. I
um,
love that place. That place is amazing.
it
That's
it really is, and for something like that to be our first paranormal investigation ever, like we were going in there so green, we had no idea what we were doing, and it was a night that I will never forget for the rest of my life. I'll tell you that. So
Right? Like we went for the very first time in 2013. It was shortly after they reopened it to the investigations and stuff after they shut down.
yeah,
And when we went in February of 2013, the patient files were still there, x-rays were still there, like
wow,
all of this stuff that just looked like they just let up and left, basically what they did
man,
anyways. So we went and we had the craziest experiences that night. Like we saw a doctor rocking in the back by the houses, right coat, everything, and it was raining that night. So if there was someone out there, it would have had footsteps. And we were up on the second floor when we saw this out that window by the stairs. And we all went down those stairs so fast. Some went out the front, some went out the back, and we couldn't see whoever it was that we saw. It was crazy.
that's so funny that you said that was your very first location, because that was for us too.
that's awesome.
I feel like that's like the Midwest, like
Yeah.
beginner location. Like go to the manor, like go to Edinburgh and start your crazy experiences.
Yeah, well, it's the most well, I don't know. I guess arguably the most well-known haunted place around in this immediate area. So everybody kind of goes, "Oh, I need to get in there and experience this." So yeah.
So where are you from?
He's up by me.
Yeah, I'm in
Okay.
just north of Minneapolis. So
Okay.
yeah.
He's
And I got a question.
such
How about the Grey Duck? Where'd you come up with your name?
So so that's a story. So are you familiar with the kids game Duck Duck Goose?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So in Minnesota, we call it Duck Duck Grey Duck
Grey Duck. Yep.
instead of
Oh.
Duck Duck Goose. And so when my brother called me, he's like, dude, we're going to Edinburgh Manor. Sweet. When are we going? In a couple weeks. Oh, dang. Okay. So we hopped in a van. We drove down to Edinburgh Manor. And on the way, we were like, we need to come up with a team name. So so my Rachel, my brother's wife, Rachel, she thought of, well, let's call it Hughes Haunts, because that's my last name, that's her last name, is my brother's last name. But we were like, well, not everybody on the team is part of the Hughes family. So we were kind of just brainstorming as we're driving. And yep. And I just kind of blurted it out. I was like, what about like Grey Duck Paranormal? Something that kind of hints at like a Minnesota origin very lightly. Got throw in the paranormal there, of course, in the name. So it just kind of stuck, I guess. I feel like it reflects us as a team pretty well. Like we can have some fun. We joke around a little bit, but ultimately too, we are at these places for a reason, and we can get down to business when we need to, but we like to have a little bit of fun too on the side, and joke around here and there and stuff. So I think it fits, and yeah.
That's like what we like to do, is have fun and and not take it serious at times, and then at times when we need to, we will, but most of all, it's just about going out and just having a good time anyway, and enjoying everybody. And
exactly, yeah. And how many times has it happened too, where during your investigation, it's quiet, not much is happening, and you just kind of start talking amongst yourselves and maybe tell a joke or two, and all of a sudden it's like, whoa, stuff's picking up. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So during have you been back to Edinburgh Manor since your first?
Yeah. So we've been there 4 times.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, is there any location that you've been to like multiple times because you enjoy it so much?
Yeah, definitely Edinburgh Manor. We have kind of gotten in the habit of doing like a yearly visit, I guess. Last year, kind of last minute, my brother and I both went, just us two just went there late in the year. So, but definitely Edinburgh Manor, and that, like you guys said, that place is something else. It's definitely our favorite place, and
nice.
so it's just a lot of fun.
So starting out, what did you start out with? Like, because you're just new,
Yeah.
I had that question just asked to me on a podcast I was on. So it got me thinking to ask that question.
Yeah. Well, like I said, my brother, when we were on the phone, my brother's like, yeah, we'll be down there in a couple weeks. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I got to get some gear, So, when we went down there, we had a video camera, we had like a small static night vision camera too that records video. I had an EMF meter. I think we had a digital recorder. And a spirit box. So we had the very basic kind of stuff, and that was it. So
okay,
but
a lot more than I did start now.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, I guess lucky enough to order that stuff on time and get it here in time, and was somewhat prepared at least. So, but yeah, it was quite the experience, quite the first evening in my paranormal adventure. So that's for sure.
So where to after that one?
After Edinburgh, then a couple months later, we had an overnight at Farrar Elementary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that was our second one, and that was prior to them selling it off to you know who. So so we got to meet the owners that were there at the time. That evening that that evening was interesting because Edinburgh for us, we had so many personal experiences there, so many things. Like one for example, right after we got there, my brother and I walked in, and we walked in the room that kind of looks like it's just to the right of the main entrance. It looks like kind of like a barber shop or something. It has like some mannequin heads on like a shelf, and it has like hair on them and stuff. Anyway, we walked in there, and without saying a word, we both looked at each other, and it's so weird. It felt like we were walking through water, and I can't explain it, but we both felt it at the exact same time. And we both looked at each other, and I said, "Do you feel that?" And he's like, "Yeah, it felt like walking through water or something." It was such a weird experience. So, but at Farrar, we came away from that investigation thinking, "Oh man, not much really happened." You know, we didn't really have a lot of personal experiences. Didn't think we caught a lot of stuff. It was still a lot of fun, but we were like, well, let's review the footage and stuff like that. Let's go through the evidence. Let's see what we got. And we actually ended up getting some pretty interesting stuff that we didn't realize at the time. So that was a good experience for us because we learned that, hey, not every night is going to be, everything's popping off and you're running from one side to the other. Some nights are a little more quiet, and you have to really rely, on your instincts and your equipment a little more. So that was a good experience for us.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Minnesota location to investigate?
Jenny. My favorite Minnesota place to investigate. I would say that if we ever, one regret that I have is that we've never been up to No Pemming Sanatorium up in Duluth, Minnesota, because it's closed down. It's in really rough shape. They don't let people in anymore. It's basically like Waverly, but in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to get in there, I'd say definitely that. But as weird as it sounds, we were up at the Greyhound Bus Museum in Minnesota for our third investigation. I think that was probably another investigation that I know I'll never forget, because we just had some really good stuff happen there. And at first glance, you wouldn't really expect it. Like, it's just a museum with a bunch of old buses in it. What the heck? But I think just the consolidation of all that history there kind of generated a lot of just a lot of energy. And I'll never forget one of the EVPs that we caught there was sitting on one of the steps into a bus, and it's somebody saying the word tickets. Like,
oh, wow.
Like, how relevant is that? How cool is that? So that I think I'd probably have to say that for Minnesota. Yeah.
I've yet to be there. I have yet to go. I need to check that place out for sure.
Yeah. And I agree with Bonnie there in the chat too. We need more paranormal places open in Minnesota. Completely agree. And I don't know what it is about Minnesota. But it feels like I don't know if it's like a cultural thing or, I don't know, but I have found it a lot more difficult to get people, I guess, to open up about the paranormal in Minnesota than like even just south of here in Iowa, where it's like, hey, you got lots of places to investigate down there. Up here, you really kind of have to dig, and you really have to kind of convince people that, hey, we're not going to summon the devil while we're there. We just want to check it out, So,
right.
Yeah.
Minnesota's lacking, definitely. Like,
yeah.
You have the Palmer House, you have the Grant House, you have the Anderson House, you have the one that's in Red Wing.
Oh yeah, the theater.
The hotel. There's a hotel in
Oh.
Ray.
Oh yeah. I can't think of it now, but
I
yeah.
can't think of it. And then you have like the Mountains Theater.
Mountains Theater. Yep.
That part of town. And then you have the Farmhouse. You have the Greyhound. You don't have very many locations. That's for sure.
St. James. Thank you, Doug. Yes, the St. James Hotel. Yeah.
St. James. Yes.
St.
James.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug.
So, Dougie.
You know what? Doug refuses to come on my podcast.
I saw that. Yeah.
Lame.
I'm gonna, I think when we're in Nevada, maybe like Friday night, I'll go live and make him sit and do a live investigation. Just tie him to a chair at the hotel and do it.
There you go.
So be careful, Doug, because you're gonna get on this show one way or another.
That's so funny. So I didn't catch the very beginning. How long have you guys been a team then?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are. Doug, that is very true.
I don't pay people to come on my podcast. I'll let you come on investigations with me if you want.
See, I thought he was talking about getting places to open up to you. Like, hey, we'll pay you. We'll pay you to come on. But hey, maybe he wants to be paid for his appearance on your podcast too. So.
Maybe. Well, like that place in Hastings that he used to do all the time,
Leduc, yeah.
They have new management or something, and they don't want money for investigations.
No podcast.
You know what? You never know.
So
sorry, Derek. Yeah,
that's okay.
The team. How long has the team been together? How long has the band been together?
So we're going on year 3. This August will be our 3rd anniversary.
Cool. We're going, I think, on our 4th year too. So
nice.
Pretty cool.
4 score and 7 beers ago.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Have you guys ever made your way down to the Granger House in Marion, Iowa, kind of Cedar Rapids, Iowa area yet?
No. We were just at the Squirrel Cage Jail.
You've been there,
a month ago. That was a lot of fun. Still haven't reviewed the evidence from that yet. We're really behind, but
can you believe that solitary confinement cell that they had? I've never been there. Fat ass in there.
Right? I know.
Bigger person and being in solitary there.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you'd be be able to hold yourself up so you can be standing up.
I know. You're basically just squished in there. You can't move. So yeah.
I haven't been there yet, so I need to check that place out.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So what kind of things did you experience while you were there?
Oh man, it was kind of a quiet night as far as I guess your traditional paranormal sounds and things, and we didn't see anything. We had an excellent Estes method upstairs in the apartment area up on the 4th floor.
That's a good spot.
Yeah, and it's been a while now. I have to go back and watch, but there were a lot of very relevant responses that we got. I was the one under with the headphones on, and the rest of the folks were asking questions. And I remember even at the time as I was talking, there were full-on statements I was calling out. And I remember thinking at the time, man, this is good stuff I'm saying here. So, and then, and then I come out after we're done, I'm like, how relevant was that? And everybody was like, dude, that was nuts. So, it was very interesting. Very, very cool. We've had a lot of success with, Spirit Box and Estes for sure. So,
you like the Spirit Box, and the Spirit Box, SB7, right? You're talking about. Okay. So if you haven't heard of this new Spirit Box called the Hex Box, you can find it on ghosthuntersequipment.com out of St. Augustine, Florida.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The little black and green one, it's called the Hex Box. And I just used it at the Cambry house for the first time. and you have a reverb on it to where the gate changes.
Yep.
But it's really freaking cool because like you do the reverb up to like maybe like a 4 or 5, the highest one, and then I do FM, but I reverse it, sweep, and then I also do a channel hop. It's you've got different modes, and channel hop mode is one of the coolest things, dude, because you don't get that static white noise.
Sure.
And then with the reverb, you don't get a lot of radio interference. You get direct responses that you would not hear from the radio.
Damn.
Like, yeah, this is KSFM, blah, 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 blah. You don't get none of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
With that, like, if you find that sweet spot and, like, you know, like I said, reverb and hop mode and then reverse FM, and it's really neat, man. And it's like $90. It's probably one of my favorite pieces now.
Nice.
It's awesome.
I tried to build something pretty similar to that. Actually, I had an SB7 hooked up to a noise gate and a reverb
pedal.
Yeah.
And then out to a speaker. Yeah. And I never really got the time or the chance to get the dials quite right and all that. I haven't tinkered with it enough, but so that sounds kind of like up the same alley.
Yeah, and I did the same
Derek.
thing. I did the
I
actually
else.
I did the same exact thing. We call it the Eternal Box 2.0 because she made it didn't work, and I made one that did work, and I call it Eternal Box 2.0.
Pedal difference.
So anyway, no speaker, everything was changed. I did all my own wiring and everything, and then so basically you stick and I use the SB7 Pro for that. But I wouldn't mind trying it out on the Hexbox. But yeah, like you said though, like you really got to fine tune that thing before your investigation, just to kind of get it to where it needs to be at, because otherwise you're fiddling with that thing to get it in the right spot where you need to be. Because I mean, otherwise you're getting either high like pitched or you're getting really like and it's so loud, you know, but even with the noise gate, you know, and if you have the noise gate up too much, you won't get nothing at all.
Doug has a question.
I'm sorry, Doug.
Yeah, Doug has a question.
Hold it. Doug has a question.
We got some incredible stuff, so
we
you
got pause.
Tune it up. Get it out on the field. Try it. That's all
We got pause for Doug. What do you use for your
turn, Doug. Your turn.
Yeah, so we just use a plain old SB7 spirit box, obviously with the headphones. We have a whatever. We have also like a cloth bag that I made out of Faraday cloth, so it blocks the radio signals. So that way you don't get nearly as much of that radio interference too, which is really helpful because then you're not hearing all that, like you said, oh, this is WXYZ 93.5, We've had a lot of success with that, like at the Masonic Lodge that we were at when down on the Iowa-Illinois border. So the owner of Boyd House.
Yep, they know exactly what they're talking
yeah,
about.
Okay, so you guys know.
Investigations out there.
Yeah, yep. So we had a crazy Estes session there a couple years ago, and I think we need another Minnesota collab night with Grady Brook and everyone. yeah, absolutely. That would be a lot of fun.
Not investigated in Minnesota before.
What's that? Sorry.
You up here?
I have not investigated in Minnesota.
I've never been to Minnesota, so we're the bunk up with Jenny.
Yeah, we'll have to do it. Maybe we'll go to Grant House or the Anderson House.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's all we have to do for that.
Get the hell out of the Midwest for a little while, like Central Midwest, I should say. But
yeah. I think for both the Grant and the Anderson, we all have to book hotel rooms and we all have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, she's really.
I love the owners of that.
What's that one White House that's out there? I would love to go to the Boyd House. That's one on my bucket list.
I've yet to go. I haven't been there yet, and I live 2 hours away.
Oh, the Boyd House. That is the Boyd House. The Boyd House is in Minnesota. That's the one.
Yeah.
So what's the one with the girl or something, or the little boy, and they're supposedly demonic or whatever?
The Palmer House?
No. It's the something house though.
Sally House.
The Sally House.
That's in
That's-
Kansas. That's
Yeah, I was
close.
gonna say that's south. Yeah.
Okay.
Doug
I
says he
wouldn't
can get
mind
into
going there
Leduc.
either.
Doug can get back into the Duke now.
What's the Leduc?
Doug, when did that change? Because in March you couldn't get in there.
Have you heard of the Leduc? No.
It's
It's
a
haunted mansion in Hastings.
yeah. Yep. It's like a historic mansion estate kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
We like these kind of places.
And like here, I heard that. So I just saw one of our friends post about the mansion out there, whatever, the mansion kind of in Orion area. What's it called?
Warner.
Yeah, the Warner Castle.
What about it?
I seen people staying there. There's a place called the Warner Castle. It's real old.
People are
staying
there.
Yeah, he brought bricks from London, made it here. It's called the Warner Castle.
I just saw that the other day, and I had never heard of it before. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't either. You have to send me that info. I've never
One of
heard
my friends, Dustin, stayed in there, and I'm like, dude, this place looks freaking
It
awesome.
is so cool. He actually, when we were hanging out as friends, he drove out there. I remember us driving out by
He
it.
just has casually just hanging out there, and I'm like, what? How do you get into that place? Let
Yeah.
me take you along.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, so I guess our Minnesota collab night will be at the Leduc because Doug can get us into it.
Hey,
I've
that'd
never
be fun.
been. I was supposed to go and then got canceled because of shit that happens.
Has to be 26. Our
Leduc.
calendars are already booked.
Let's see, Leduc. I gotta find out where that's at.
Leduc. Jenny, I was even trying to get into
Daddy.
what's that place up in Duluth too, but
the ship.
no, well that I've done that.
Oh, I have not been to the ship.
The mansion up there, a Glensheen. So
the Glensheen.
yeah.
I went so it was right after COVID shutdown was up and stuff was reopened, and they had taken a lot of the stuff out of that mansion to do their self tours, because back then they couldn't do like the guided tours because of COVID protocols and stuff. And when you walked in, because I had been there before COVID, the energy in that place when they reopened it was so weird. Like the spirits were not happy. So I haven't been back since they started adding the stuff back into the mansion and going back to pre-COVID stuff. But I was like, I've heard stories about that place, but it's like it's owned by the state of or the University of Minnesota. So I'm not sure how well people can get in there. I know in October they wanted tourists, so I was like,
huh. Yeah, I reached out to them about maybe even hosting an event there, and raising money for them, because it is like you said, it's owned by the University of Minnesota. They handle the upkeep of it, and a lot of it is just from donations. So I was like, hey, we can make some pretty good money if you let us, have an event there. I kind of drew up a whole business plan for it and everything like that. To their credit, they were, kind and stuff, but they said, no, because of the families, some of the family is still around.
Yeah.
We don't allow, paranormal stuff there. And, at least they were nice about it. And, they were like, this is a really good business plan. This, I can see you've put a lot of thought into it. Unfortunately, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay. So
like it goes back to like people aren't really open to the paranormal quite yet in Minnesota. I know, like even Dave Schrader posted yesterday, I think, because Renee was up in the Palmer House today and yesterday.
Yeah.
And he had posted something about her being in town, and there was a lot of feedback on his comments, like the paranormal is inviting the devil, blah blah blah. I'm like, do you not know what the Palmer House is? Like, they've been hosting paranormal stuff and psychic stuff for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm like, and David handled it perfect. He goes, I acknowledge your side of your aspects of opinions.
Yep.
But we aren't worshiping the demons. We aren't worshiping devils here.
Yeah.
Everyone has their opinions, and it's totally fine. You don't have to come out But I'm like,
well, and it's important. Yeah, like you said, he handled that perfectly. It's important to approach that from an educational perspective.
right.
Yeah.
I'm not lighting a summoning circle and and chanting devil worshiping stuff. That's not what I'm doing.
Right.
So, yeah, it's more, I guess, taking it like an educational approach to it. So,
Yeah, I want to get into the warden's house in Stillwater.
yeah,
I have a connection there, but it's just getting them to give me a date.
So that was actually one of the first places that I reached out to after we were at Edinburgh and Farrar. I reached out to Warden House, and they said, yeah, absolutely, you guys can come here, but you guys need insurance. So, and at the time we were just brand new, didn't know what the heck we were doing, blah blah blah. So, but maybe if you reach out to your contact,
right. But I've heard it's a really small house, so you can't bring a whole lot of people. But I've seen paranormal groups go in there with like 15 people. I'm like, that house is super small.
Yeah.
How can you not contaminate each other's sessions? That's what I want to know.
I know. That's something that we've run into. Like, we had our second visit to Edinburgh, we had like 10 people, and it wasn't like too many, but it was kind of at the point where it was like, you're starting to kind of bump into each other a little bit, and you're doing like a EVP session in one room, and you're picking up on people down the hallway, and you're like, so
yeah. It would be interesting if when that prison closes in Stillwater, if they open it to investigating.
Yeah,
that's what your mom just said. Yeah, in the comments.
Like, as soon as I heard that was closing, I was like, will you let people go in to investigate that? Because
just take it over, Jenny. Just tell them.
Look, it's only like 10 minutes from my house. That's like the perfect place to go investigate.
Run it. Take it over.
Hello.
Yeah.
Like, to my house, and we all know there's paranormal claims in that prison that people have heard over the years. So
according to this, it's closing in 2029. So we got a few years. So
we got a few years.
You got a few years to prep it out, Jenny.
Right?
Yeah.
Business plan, like,
Jenny.
Or you get what they do at Nevada State Prison, just get a great board of directors and a bunch of volunteers.
Jenny, while you're buying the Stillwater prison, you can buy Pokegama Asylum and all the houses around it too. So then you can open that place up. So.
It's so funny.
I have had so many of my friends look into that place, but it's the city that causes the issues because the neighbors don't want businesses. The city doesn't want a business in it. Yeah. They don't want, because it's so nearby houses and stuff. They don't want that type of thing happening.
I mean, I can understand.
Somehow Doug gets in there every Halloween to do
I saw that, yeah.
And he's yet to invite me to go. I'm like,
he turns down invites to the podcast. He doesn't invite you. Why do you continue to let him invite him on
investigations and stuff? I don't know.
Wait, have me and Dougie met in person before at all yet?
Me and Doug?
No.
Me and Doug.
You have
we met?
You have not.
No.
You have not. You have not.
Doug,
you would have met at the Battleship, but he has to fly out Friday morning to get to Denver to watch his son graduate from the Army.
Okay.
So he has to do that. So
Grady, where's all your travels taking you?
Yeah.
I just said it like that.
Travels taking you.
Yeah. Not yet.
Doug says lies. So
far, we know that he's been to Edinburgh Manor. He's been to the Leffer area Farrar School.
Farrar, yep.
Squirrel Cage Jail.
Yep. We were at the Greyhound Bus Museum. We were at Maui Theater. We we've done a couple of investigations up on the William Irvin Ship Museum in Duluth here in
I
Minnesota
want
as
to do
well.
that place. I want to do that place, but I don't want to do the airport.
So we caught probably the wildest EVP I've ever heard in my life.
Gagliano's in the house.
Gagliano. If
But,
you have not
There he
ever
is.
seen Gagliano on Facebook or Stream Beacon, go check him out. He's crazy.
Yeah.
I love him. He is crazy. He is a great guy.
He's quite inspirational too, but
you know what, Grady? When you say Doug Ness, ask him how him taking me to a haunted house went in Nevada last October. He will tell you he will never take me to a haunted house again.
Okay. All right.
So what was that EVP that you caught at the ship museum? You said?
Oh,
You said
well,
previous.
I'll finish your first question and then I'll get to that. So every year so far, at least, we take a road trip somewhere exotic where we kind of investigate multiple places, like Destination Fear style. So year one we went to Licking County Jail in Ohio.
Oh, that's on my bucket list.
Waverly Hills, obviously, and Trans-Allegheny Asylum. That was our first road trip. Then the second road trip we hit up Randolph County Infirmary.
Oh wow, yeah.
Indiana State Sanatorium.
That place is amazing.
Gotta go
that
there.
place.
That place can be fucking creepy, but so active. Like
that place.
I think
it can change so fast.
Yeah, that place was off the charts. Honestly, it was something. There's a third place on that road trip that I'm completely blanking on now. But anyway, we don't have a road trip planned yet for this year, but we'll see.
I can make that change real fast, Grady.
I know you could. Yeah. About the EVP. So, I had a digital recorder sitting in one of the crew cabins, just off by itself. We were nowhere near it at all. And just in the middle of the night, you hear a sound, what sounds like running on like a metal plank, like in the ship, the metal flooring. It sounds like somebody running on the metal floor. Sounds like it's running up to the recorder, and then there's a girl's voice that says, "It's me," or it says, "Miss me." I'm not sure which. And then you hear more running. It sounds like it's running away from the recorder. I have no idea what that is or who it is. Nothing. I don't know, but I can tell you that it was none of us, and I can't explain it. So I don't know. It's one of the weirdest EVPs I've ever heard. So down with EVP. Yeah, you know me.
Freaking Michael.
Oh my god.
I've said this before on other shows, and I tell people, like, EVPs to me are some of the most fascinating things.
Mm-hmm.
Just absolutely wild that we capture these voices, where there's nobody there, nobody's talking or whatever. It's such a fascinating thing to me.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah.
Have you been to Broadhead Manor?
No, I reached out to what's the owner's name? Yeah. So I reached out to him last year. Yeah, late last year. We didn't get a chance to really kind of connect super solidly on a date. I reached out to him about a month ago and I didn't hear back. So I'm gonna try contacting him again. But that place is on our bucket list. So yep.
I will make that happen for you. We'll do a whole collab night. Doug has not been yet either.
See, now that would be a place where you could probably have a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. That place I've been too many times to count on my hand at this point. I would say probably stay under 20 people because it sounds transfer in that place pretty well.
Yeah.
And but it is one of my favorite places to go. I go there just to hang out when I'm in town. Like when we travel, we stop and hang out and talk to Bill, and the spirits will tell me to go to detention and all that fun stuff, even if I'm not investigating.
I was gonna say about the EVP, the crazy EVP that you got. Well, we just had our public investigation there again, and Derek, you caught one on your EVP. You remember that?
Yeah. I was using my phone, and there was a voice that came through that was none of us, and it sounded like a kid. And
Doug said, was that you or something like that?
Somebody was asking, like, basically, should we pick someone else out to go under Estes, because we were doing an Estes method session. I was recording it.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was reviewing it on my phone, and something, not one of us, came through, like, right up on the phone, and it said something about let's try it again or something like that.
It was oh boy.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'll try to get it. Let me try to send it over to Jenny.
Dang.
Yeah, send it over to me. I'll try to put it up. That place you can get crazy EVPs then.
It was pretty cool. Oh yeah, like with my Eternal Box 2.0. I mean, I used that there, and you hear right off the bat, "What's up, Derek?" And
yeah,
it was.
He will call you out by name. They will call you by name.
Oh yeah.
We've had our name a couple times at Edinburgh, so yeah, I feel that.
Yeah,
like, I get called bitch. I get called. I get called all these names at Broadhead because they do not like me. The two main spirits, the two older spirits, the principal and the janitor, are from the era that women should not be heard, only be seen. Yeah, and you know me, Grady. I am not that type of person.
What?
I like to be heard, and I'm very dominant personality. They don't like that very much.
Not you. No.
They didn't like us very much at Pine Lawn at all either, the staff there.
Yeah, you should go to Pine Lawn if you haven't been to Pine Lawn in Illinois. No. That place is crazy.
Crazy shadow figures.
Oh, dude.
Lots of shadow figures.
Yeah, me and Vinny got ran out of the building a couple times.
Dang. Yeah. Okay.
It was so funny. But it was wild. I heard like hello or my name being whispered in my ear. That was kind of a personal experience that I had. A Pine Lawn, you know, and I mean, dude, it was I can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna check that out.
If you have Memorial Weekend open and want to go for a car ride with us, you can come with us to Pine Lawn.
I don't have Memorial Day weekend open, unfortunately.
It's free because it was our free night there because he screwed up last year.
I heard about that.
Well,
that whole thing.
We were not happy last year. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Okay, I got the EVP that Derek was talking about. Let's see if we can.
This is on the second floor in the gift shop room.
Just gotta go down.
You'll see, like, my editing when I was editing. You'll see that I was like, "What the fuck?" So I screen recorded it.
Come on!
Oh my God, look at her messages.
I know, it's crazy.
In the room, you say their name, and we'll have them do it. Yep.
I see you, Nick.
Nick's not here today. Oh. Unless there's a Nick like. Did you guys hear that again?
Okay, we'll play it again.
Unless there's a Nick like. Did you guys hear that again? I don't know if we have a Nick like in any of the groups. But you have Nick Simons, right? He comes on. Here today. Oh.
I guess we're playing.
Unless there's a Nick like. Did you guys hear that again?
There was no kids
like
that. There was no kids, and we were all adults, and I'm like, that was not any of our voices, and it was like, at first, I'm thinking, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, right.
And I listened to it, and it sounds like, let's do it again.
Hello, Central Michigan.
And it had me baffled. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was a good catch.
Man, I tell you, those EVPs, I don't know. There's something about them that I don't know.
Yeah, I got a cool EVP when the puzzle room in the men's room at Edinburgh, second floor.
Yeah.
With the blue. Yeah. So I was up there. All the guys were out in the morning getting breakfast, and I went in there by myself just to do one last EVP.
Nice.
Went back to record it. I was asking the patients if they wanted to finish the puzzle because it wasn't quite done yet.
Yeah,
because you know how it's like just kind of complete but not.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you hear a like it was cool.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
That place is nuts. Oh man.
So how do you go into starting out your investigations? Like, is there a certain way that you guys like to investigate starting out with a piece of equipment, or just kind of listening and feeling around, setting some stuff up?
Yeah. So typically when we start, we do like to do just a walk around without any equipment, without any of that kind of stuff, just to kind of feel the place out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
See if anybody feels anything weird in any of the rooms or anywhere in particular, that kind of thing. Kind of go after that, then we kind of set up a couple of static cameras that we have. If we want to stick some digital recorders just kind of off by themselves somewhere, we do that then too. That's kind of your basic, I guess, nothing too crazy about it. And just go from there, and then the cameras roll and it's off and running. So that's kind of, like I said, nothing super crazy. Pretty basic, but it works pretty well. It's worked for us.
Yeah.
And
have you guys tried doing have you guys ever tried playing music through speakers to ramp up activity, to try to trigger objects or anything?
Yes, we did that. I would like to do that a little more. The music piece of it, I would like to do that a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But we did do that while we were at Trans Allegheny, down in the basement there where they were doing lobotomies. And it did kind of pick up some activity, so that was pretty interesting. Also, interestingly, a piece about the music. When we were at the Masonic Lodge in Illinois a couple years ago, there's a bar right across the street.
Yep.
And little did we know, but they had a live band playing that night outside. So they were playing probably until about 12:30 in the morning. And so half of our investigation was shot. We were kind of bummed, but interestingly enough, immediately after the music stopped, things started picking up. Mm-hmm. It was very quiet. It was very quiet. Nothing happened really. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the band shut down, things started happening. And I don't know if the music had anything to do with it, but just something interesting. So yeah.
So did you ever get anything coming through stating the prostitutes probably had babies down in the basement while you were there?
No, nothing like that. We did have like I mentioned this before, our Estes session that we did there was really, really intense. Mm-hmm. The females in our group were the ones asking questions, and I was under. For some reason, I guess I like to kind of go under a lot. But anyway,
you sound like me.
Yeah. And we were getting some pretty nasty responses, some pretty mean stuff. We kind of figure that they didn't really like the women being in there asking questions, poking and prodding kind of thing. But definitely some words coming through that they would not air on the radio. I'll say that. So
was it a man or a woman? Because there was the one man that's pretty grumpy and standoffish that comes a lot there too.
Yeah.
Where was that at? Did you do it upstairs in that big meeting hall?
So no, we did it in when you first come in, it's just to the right. It's like this long dining room kind of area. Yeah, so that's where
Okay.
we were doing it at. So,
Did you guys ever come across the child there?
no,
Mhm.
no, but somebody did say we were all upstairs and there was somebody that was we were in the big like gathering room, but there was one person that was out like on the stairway, and he did say that he thought he heard something crawling around downstairs. So that made me think of what you just said, but
Yeah.
nothing solid though. So, but
Okay.
yeah.
Did you get any shadow figure activity there while you were there?
Not that I know of. No, I don't think we saw anything there as far as shadow figures. No.
Okay. I'm just like interested because we've been there, what, 3 times
A
now?
few, yeah.
Or more than that because we helped patch up that window too.
Mhm.
So that we do we have hosted the public investigations there for 2 years now.
Yeah.
I know that Riverside, Iowa, they do too. Yeah, so it's interesting to be able to compare and hear other people's experiences there as well.
Absolutely. We had the night we were there. There was a pretty bad thunderstorm that came through, and after the band had stopped, it was clear. We were clear for a couple hours, and then the bad thunderstorm happened. And that's when things really kind of picked up, and we caught a couple good EVPs. Unfortunately, we didn't really have it. It just seemed like stuff was popping up or popping off on the main level there. Hey, John. And we didn't really have a really good chance to even go downstairs a whole lot, which is unfortunate, which I would really like to spend some time down there. We'll be there in a couple months here. But I would like to spend a little more time downstairs this time around. So
we actually had so it was me and Tiffany. We usually split me and Tiffany, and then Derek and Tom and whoever
boys versus girls.
Yeah, because the guys don't like to hang out with us, which is fine. I'm fine. It's fine. We're all fine. No, I'm just so we were in the basement, and that's when we were getting hits on tripwire and stuff. We were speaking to the prostitutes from when they were running a brothel in the hotel at the time.
Right.
And I was just like, I come up with some thoughts sometimes that you don't think about. And it really fueled investigations, I think, when they just come to me. So I thought to ask, would any of you ever have services received from women, like women wanting services received from you?
Oh.
That's when stuff changed. And we found out that, yes, they were hitting on that, yes, that they did have women come in during that time. That would be taboo,
Yeah, interesting.
So everybody was like, let's do something with money and stuff. So when we went to switch floors, which is what we do doing public investigations or areas, then we were up on the second floor in that dining room area, and we had the SLS running. And we decided the birthday girl that was there, we were going to have her ask for a lap dance. And we captured on video. Well, Haunted Happy Hour did. That was with us. I'm so thankful that they filmed it. But you should definitely go check that shit out on our Paranormal Facebook page. Check out the reels. Like, it's fucking insane.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I will definitely have to kind of put some of that information into our investigation when we're there in a couple months. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Bill says he's at Broadhead and the kids are playing with the internet.
Oh.
Hi, Bill.
Hi,
We
Bill.
were just talking about you, Bill.
Yeah, we were.
How am I gonna get Grady and Doug down to Broadhead sometime this year?
Yep. That'd be awesome.
We should take all the Minnesota people to Broadhead. That's all.
That would be cool.
And the best part, you can sleep there, so you don't have to worry about getting hotels.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All the Minnesota people that matter.
Yes.
Illinois doesn't matter. Just kidding.
You could come.
All Illinois lives matter.
That's right.
So I have a fun game that we're
Okay.
going to start using the cards for.
What?
At the end of the you get to see all the cards this weekend. Hush, hush.
Okay.
It's the cards against the paranormal.
Ooh.
So I just randomly picked a card,
Oh.
and
Oh,
we are going
boy.
to do wrong answers only.
Okay,
Wrong
I'm good
answer.
at this.
Okay.
Only.
I'm good at this.
This is
Okay.
the blank. The best trigger object to use on a paranormal investigation. So, what is the best paranormal equipment trigger object to use on a paranormal investigation? Wrong answer only.
Mm.
Do we all get to pick?
Yes. Wrong answers only, though. In chat,
Grady
you can
goes
put
yes. So Grady should go first, of course.
Yeah, Grady
Oh
could
man.
put him on the spotlight.
Yeah.
A good one.
I'm gonna say oh man. You think there's several things popping in my head, but I'm like, well, depending on where you're investigating, they might be good, you know? I mean, it's
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
that's tough. I'm gonna say a trigger object. I'm looking around for something that might work.
I'm trying to find a good one.
An empty storage bin.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good one.
That's a good
I
one.
mean, yeah. How about you guys?
Derek, what's yours?
A chili dog.
Sucking
Wow.
on the chili dog.
Sucking on chili dog.
That
That sounds kind of good.
It does.
I had chili dogs the other day. That's what.
Alicia, what would yours be?
You already know I'm bad, so it's gonna be a vibrator.
I was gonna say it's gonna be a vibrator coming out of Alicia's mouth.
I mean, but see, like if you're at a brothel or something like that
That would be a
works
really good
perfectly,
trigger
you know.
Right.
So
Okay, here's one about Project Fear since we brought them up.
John, that's a good one.
What is going to be Alex's next catchphrase in the search of the paranormal?
Alex.
Does he have a catchphrase?
I don't know.
Who's Alex? Oh, Alex from yeah.
Project Fear.
Okay.
John Covey says a 5-gallon bucket of peanut butter would be good.
Peanut butter. Get weird.
A catchphrase.
Damn it, Dakota. Yeah, that's his catchphrase.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is? Oh,
I would say it would be. Damn it, Dakota.
his next catchphrase. His next catchphrase will be, I want to cross your stream.
Yes. The jet stream.
Here's another one. This is a good one to end up on.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Bill said the group he had in last night stayed all the way up until 10 a.m. this morning and didn't want to leave. Been here all day, and you can hear them running the halls. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Project's crazy. You will experience it this year with me.
Where's the rubber ducky?
Where's the rubber ducky?
Yeah.
The 3 things that I cannot do without on a paranormal road trip are coffee, flashlight, and fill in the blank.
Ooh.
You could do wrong answer or correct answer, whatever you want.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, I was gonna say. Okay. No, never mind. Wrong. A wrong answer only. I'm gonna try and think of a wrong answer. Something I can't go without on a paranormal road trip.
Alicia would be a vibrator.
Just get one of them damn electric toothbrushes.
Well, I'm not going to brush my teeth tonight now. So,
you might end up flossing at the same time. Depends.
Yeah. I'm going to say a legitimate answer. I'm going to say Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, that's a good one. I get
That's a good
heartburn.
one.
That's a good
Yep.
one.
Yep.
It sucks to be laying down trying to sleep if you got to go to bed for a few hours and you got heartburn.
Exactly. Yep.
I would say, you know what I take on my trips? I've been taking lately melatonin. to help me
Yeah.
these locations.
I
That's a good one.
gotta take a lot of water, like 2 or 1 case of 24-pack of water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you never know. Some of these locations might not have running water.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Damn,
Mhm.
good one.
Up and down all them stairs all the time.
Right.
Yep.
Fuck, I want
Yep.
to win. No,
No,
this is fun.
I know, kind of. Yeah.
We just have to do a episode of these cards. Like that's the point of
The
that
whole
right now.
thing, an hour
Yeah.
straight, the round table.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, Tom.
like I have a whole bag.
Wow.
Holy shit!
MJ
Where'd you
Dickerson,
get that?
Did you make those?
MJ Dickerson made the game.
That's cool.
We're bringing it to the battleship of it, so we can have some
Oh,
fun Friday night
Oh yeah.
That's
So
cool.
after we have some drinks.
yeah, and your mom's gonna be taking us. No, I'm fearing her to be our taxi for the night. No. I'll flip her a 20. Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, geez.
Oh my god, this weekend's gonna be so much fun. Oh my god.
I can't
But
wait.
Grady, Grady, how can people find you on Facebook? How can they get in contact with you and
Yeah.
stay in contact?
Yeah. So we're most active on Facebook under Grey Duck Paranormal, Grey, the British spelling, if you want to think of it like that. We're also on YouTube, and that's where we have our full-length investigation videos too. We have a TikTok and an Instagram. I don't know. Last time I logged into those was I don't even know. So, but they are there. And certainly you can get a hold of us through our Facebook page. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yes, Bonnie. Yep.
YouTube video tonight.
Yes,
Thank you. Yeah.
definitely. And
Yeah.
we'll have to do, like I said, a collab or something at Brownhead or somewhere very soon with you and Doug and Brooke and everyone.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Maybe we'll invite Derek and Alicia, maybe, but their schedules are pretty full because of me, so I don't know.
Yeah. 2026 it is.
Oh, we'll make it happen, Captain. We can do it this year.
Maybe we
Derek's
can leave
like,
Penny behind.
I'll leave
you know?
Alicia at home.
27. What am I saying? I keep saying 26, but it's 20.
There we are. Yeah, exactly.
See, you
Listen,
got me all messed
it's
up.
only 2
Johnny.
hours there and back.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll do a whole road trip next year, Alicia and Derek, to West Virginia and do like the prison,
That'd be
Allegheny, St.
Yeah.
Albans.
Take a
you know,
week, do like 3 of them.
right.
I can only
Trans-Allegheny would be
you need 2
wild.
nights.
So
yeah.
Trans-Allegheny, you need 2 nights. 'Cause one night is the main building, and the second night is the
outbuildings.
outbuilding that is like the criminally insane.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I would love to do a week vacation and do like something like that. That'd be fun.
We should do that for 2027.
Hell yeah. That'd be
Absolutely.
I want to do West Virginia. Like, there's so many great locations down there.
We'll be going through West Virginia here in a couple of days.
Yep.
Yeah,
Thursday.
I'll be in West Virginia in June when I go to hospital. And
Are you guys flying down to the booze or are you guys driving?
flying?
Oh, okay.
Because if
We'll
you
do the
remember when we booked this event, I was supposed to be working before and after. That's why I'm flying in and out. But now with surgery, I really have to fly back when I fly back. I can't
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
extend it.
That makes sense.
Last year when I did the booze, I was there for like a week because I did Savannah, I did Myrtle Beach,
Oh, yeah.
Charleston, and then we flew back out.
Dang.
But yeah. Well, thank you again, Grady. It was so fun to have you on the show finally.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Out with you, Grady.
Yeah,
Sure.
it was good meeting you for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, and it's good meeting you guys too. I really appreciate it.
And I'll be in contact about getting us all at Broadhead this time.
That'd be fun,
This year.
collab.
I can't wait.
Yep. Have a good night.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Yep. Bye. So next week we will not have a show because we will be either flying home or driving home from the booths on the battleship. And then we have Nick Solo. Let me pull up the calendar here because I cannot remember. Hold on. Let's see. No show on the 10th because that is Mother's Day, and we're not going to do a show and compete with Mother's Day activities that people have planned. May 17th we have Nick Solo, and then May 31st we have Misty Gaither on. So May we only have 2 live shows, which is weird, but we'll make it work, right? But in May we will have a lot of live investigations and things like next Thursday. If you're on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. You'll see a live investigation from Cabin 360. And then Saturday night, I bet you me or Derek will probably go live on the battleship.
Oh yeah, all of us.
And then I will be doing live investigations at the Washoe Club and the prison in May. So there's a lot of makeup with live investigations. June 7th, we have the Riches and Wellness guest lineup starting. And our first guest is, I want to say Diet, but let me double check. I can't remember. We have a whole list of guests from Riches and Wellness coming on. Let me make sure. I don't want to say the wrong name here. Like Alicia now knows I have a whole spreadsheet.
Yeah. Love it.
Christina Bloom is on June 7th, and then we have Becky Castillo on the 14th, Kat Armstrong, June 21st, Jesse Hawthorne on the 28th, and then Diet Renee on June 30th, all leading up to Riches and Wellness on July 11th and 12th in DeKalb, Illinois. Well, you will see all 3 of us hanging out, doing things all weekend. So if you don't have that event on your calendar, check it out. But we will see you back on the 17th. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you back on the 17th.